Trade Talk showcases the businesses in the mid-state and the people who make them work. From companies who make iconic products to the small family businesses and everyone in between, we have a little bit of everything in the mid-state. Mid-state companies keep the economy moving, people working in communities thriving throughout the mid-state. You can find business news from around the mid-state at www.penlive.com/business. All photos were provided unless otherwise noted. Atlas Roofing Corporation signed a long-term lease for 50,400 square feet of warehouse space at 801 Spangler Road, Camp Hill. Jason Grace, of Landmark Commercial Realty Inc., negotiated the transaction on behalf of the tenant and landlord, 801 Spangler Road, Associates LP. Full Install Motors LLC has purchased a building located at 2921-23 Walnut Street, Pembroke. John Fitzsimmons and Chuck Heller, of Landmark Commercial Realty Inc., represented the seller in the transaction. Drew Bobanchek, also of Landmark, represented the buyer. O'Sullivan Realty LLC acquired a 14-unit mixed-use commercial, residential building located at 1014 N 3rd Street, Harrisburg. Chuck Heller and Drew Bobanchek, of Landmark Commercial Realty Inc., represented the seller in the transaction. Maki Development LLC has purchased 5 retail apartment buildings from Terry Buddha and John Semples. The properties are located at 1004, 1006, 1008, 1010 N 3rd Street, and 1010 Susquehanna Street, Harrisburg. Andrew Corr, from Landmark Commercial Realty Inc., represented the seller. Chuck Heller, also from Landmark, represented the buyer. Stephen Peterson, attorney at law, signed a 5-year lease for 329 square feet of office space located at 2201 N. Front Street, Harrisburg at the King Mansion. Josh Krupski of Landmark Commercial Realty Inc., represented the tenant and the owner. Lisa Matukaitis, attorney at law, leased 302 square feet of office space at 2201 Front Street, Harrisburg at the King Mansion. Josh Krupski of Landmark represented the tenant and owner. Orly Properties has sold an office property located at 3600 Varton Way, Susquehanna Township to the Redeemed Christian Church of God. Roy Brenner of Landmark Commercial Realty Inc., represented the buyer. Chuck Heller and Drew Bobanchek, also of Landmark, represented the building owner. Cure International Inc. has leased 3,000 square feet of office space from the Dene Group Inc. 405 St. John's Church Road, Hampton Township. Bo Mangum, of Landmark Commercial Realty Inc., represented the landlord. Greg Rothman, of RSR Realtors, represented the tenant. Spring Road Medical Center LLC has purchased an office facility located at 1921 Spring Road, North Middleton Township. Drew Bobanchek of Landmark Commercial Realty Inc., represented the buyer in the transaction. Clean Scene Cleaners LLC has leased 600 square feet of retail space at 303 Bridge Street, New Cumberland. Andrew Corp. of Landmark Commercial Realty Inc., represented both the landlord, MML Bridge Street LLC, and tenant, 2 Real Estate, LLC purchased an industrial property at 420 S. Sherman Street. In York, from York Traditions Bank, Jason Turnbull, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, represented the seller in the transaction. LABC LLC, Lori Brilhart purchased a mixed-use property at 901 York Street in Penn Township, York County from SPG Capital, LLC. Matthew Souse and Kevin Hodge, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, represented the seller. Easy Rental Realty LLC purchased the Fireside Apartment Portfolio in York from Molt LLC. Gordon Kaufman, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, represented the seller in the transaction. CAD Realty 2 LLC purchased a commercial property at 571 Hamilton Avenue in Hanover from Michael W. and Diane E. Gross. Ted Turnbull and Jason Turnbull, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, brokered the transaction. Buck Stuckey purchased a residential portfolio at 618 to 620 E Middle Street and 572 Broadway in Hanover from Cash Now LLC. John Birkeland, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, represented the seller in the transaction. TPW Design Studios LLC purchased mixed-use property at 1366 West Market Street in West York from JLR&S LLC. John Birkeland, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, represented the seller in the transaction. Farrand Realty LLC purchased an industrial property at 214 to 250 N Franklin Street in Red Lion from CCC Real Estate Holding LLC for $375,000. Jason Turnbull and Damian Reed, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, brokered the transaction. Powida purchased an industrial property at 725 Bierman Avenue in York from Stephen C. Wilt and Joanne R. Hengst. Ted Turnbull and Jason Turnbull, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, brokered the transaction. Beechwood Ventures LLC purchased an industrial property at 22S Center Street in Penn Township from Wesley C. Zepp Enterprises LLC. Ted Turnbull and Jason Turnbull, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, represented the seller in the transaction. Queen Street Property LLC purchased a mixed-use property at 3054 S. Queen Street in York Township from Ted and Jan Whitecamp. John Birkeland, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, represented the seller in the transaction. George Stephen Core purchased an industrial property at 70 Church Road in Manchester Township from Daniel K. and Linda D. Watson. John Birkeland, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, represented the seller in the transaction. York Trek LLC purchased a mixed-use property at 5615-5619 Susquehanna Trail in Conewago Township from Joanne G. and Bradley Eastrine. Matthew Souse and Kevin Hodge, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, represented the seller. Adams Oral Surgery Inc. leased 3,489 square feet of office space at 20 Expedition Trail in Strabon Township from State Route 2 South Expedition LLC. Benjamin Bode, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, brokered the transaction. Wanda's Cadets Baton Studio Inc. leased 4,554 square feet of office space at 1901 West Market Street in West Manchester Township from Andato LLC. Turnbull and Jason Turnbull, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, brokered the transaction. Suit Code Corporation leased 9.97 acres at 1300 Zins Quarry in West Manchester Township from Syndicate Equities Inc. John Birkeland, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, brokered the transaction. Imperial Guard Service Inc. leased 218 square feet of office space at 140 Roosevelt Avenue, Suite 205 in York from YCEDC. Kevin Hodge, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, brokered the transaction. Kristen Rohrbau, doing business as Rohr Design, leased 906 square feet of office space at 320 Locks Road, Suite 203, Manchester Township from Gratis and Management LLC. Greg Finkelstein, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, brokered the transaction. Abacus leased 2,080 square feet of retail space at 40 W 11th Street, Manchester Township from Stump 11th. Greg Finkelstein, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, brokered the transaction. Greiner Industries leased 5,000 square feet of industrial space at 207 Redco Avenue in Red Lion from 207 Redco LLC. Ted Turnbull and Jason Turnbull, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, brokered the transaction. Nexstar Broadcasting, Inc. Leased 214 square feet of office space at 140 Roosevelt Avenue. In York, from YCEDC, Kevin Hodge, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, brokered the transaction. APX York Sheet Metal Inc. Leased 10,000 square feet of industrial space at 95 Willow Springs Circle in Manchester Township from Willow Springs Partnership LP. Ted Turnbull and Jason Turnbull, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, brokered the transaction. Ben D'Annunzio, doing business as Mad Moon, leased 7,653 square feet of retail space at 59S Main Street and Red Lion from Raffine LLC. Greg Finkelstein, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, brokered the transaction. Woodin Life Insurance leased 1,403 square feet of retail space at 30W 11th Street in Manchester Township from Stump 11th Avenue, LLC. Greg Finkelstein, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, represented the landlord in the transaction. Melte LLC, doing business as Unexpected Findings, leased 2,400 square feet of retail space at Northeast Shopping Centre in East Manchester Township from PE Affiliates Limited. Greg Finkelstein and Dave Bode, of Rock Commercial Real Estate, brokered the transaction. York Saw.